All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kol Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, Adawan Ratazadis to be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Kwadash. And I did this lesson, might have been years ago. I don't even remember. It's been a while. I don't even know which channel I did it on. But I did a lesson about trimming your lamps. And now more so than ever, we need to trim our lamps, okay? And, Adawan Ratazadis to be edifying, exhorting, and comforting to the elect. Primarily talking to ye men of Israel, ye able-bodied men of Israel, the watchmen that are upon that tower watching, okay? And as you can see, I got two pictures of a lighthouse, right? And again, this epistle is primarily to the watchmen, okay? We're supposed to be Zion, right? Zion is a monument, but we're also supposed to be a beacon of light, right? The light really represents Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which he represents truth, okay? And what does it say? A city set on a hill cannot be hid. So we're supposed to be, what does the scripture say? No man lighteth a candle and putteth it under a bushel. You're supposed to be letting your light shine. As you can see in this picture is depicting the lighthouse, which that's what lamp trimmers. I'll go into it again off the Wikipedia. Go into the definition and what it entails. But right now we're in that high tower on that hill, on the rooftops, screaming, warning, blowing the trumpet, okay, shining that light. If you can receive it, all synonymous, okay. And as you can see in this picture, the light is going out all over, okay. Our job is to warn chiefly our people, because that's what the lighthouse is for, because it's for the ships that are coming in, to warn you that land is near. You can get shipwrecked, okay. So we're warning, we're blowing the trumpet, we're screaming at the top of our lungs, warning you to repent. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. What is the kingdom of heaven being ushered in represent? Danger, okay? Danger, okay? Oh, Salakia, let me show you this one too. I saw this. I forgot the brother that put it up, Salakia, but it's Elder Yaikwab. I had the pleasure of meeting this man. Again, I go back to the original One West. I'm a One West baby, probably one of the only One West babies. I can't think of anybody that pushing this sound doctrine that can say they, came from I had the privilege of meeting this man. And I remember, for some reason, he's in my psyche, my memory vivid, always has been. Anyway, I saw it, I had to save it. If a nigga can't get it, we moving on, okay? Salakia. Oh, man, beautiful times. And we all gonna meet up again, man. We're on the chariot, laughing, popping yayan. I can't wait, man. Adawan Ratazai, endure to the end. But anyway, Salakia, going back, and I had another lesson lined up, but this one I figured was gonna be kind of long. I had another bad cut for you, Mr. Telephone Man, new edition, That's you two turds. You two turds. Ooh, boy, you in for a rude awakening, man. All of you that took your hand from the plow, a lot of you in for a brutal, rude awakening. You're going to call upon the Lord, but you ain't going to find him. But anyways, yeah, so again, we're supposed to be a beacon of light, a beacon of righteousness. And this warning, this gospel is going out to the four corners of the earth, primarily, chiefly to our people, to repent. But as we already know, 2/3 are not going to take heed. They're not going to hear us. 2/3 of Israel are slated to die in Babylon the Great, the America, okay? They're going to get burnt up in that lake of fire, which is America being completely engulfed in flames. They're going to die the death of the wicked. They're going to die the death of an Edomite if they make it that far. Because a lot of you going to die and you're going to get drafted to this third woe that's getting hot and heavy. You're going to go to the valley of Yahushaphat and get judged. Okay? A lot of you are going to die of famine. A lot of your hearts are going to fail when you see the chariots coming. The missiles get shot off. But the ones of you that are, I guess, extremely wicked, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai going to preserve you to eat a missile sandwich, as Elder Apostle Tahar always says. So, again, we chiefly warning our people, man. But also, we got to tell the heathens their judgment. These are the nations, chiefly Esau, Edom. So right now, that light is shining for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear. Okay? And it's shining brightly, even though this devil trying to hide it. Okay? Trying to shadow bend, trying to choke the word. Inside joke. But the time is coming, the night come when no man can work. Okay? And then as you can see in this other depiction of a lighthouse, the light isn't shining all over. Because that's what you could do. You could with a lighthouse, you can channel the light. And the light is single, you know? You know, if you could receive it. And I was thinking about keeping your eyes single, you know? You know? It's going to be a straight path to the kingdom, a narrow path, and the ones that know that path are going to be the 144,000, the ones that know this song. It's going to start with us, man. Hope Adawan Ratazah we be of that number, okay? And what did Yahushua say? It's a narrow path, and few be that find it. Broad is the path that leadeth to destruction. So you're going to be wandering to and fro to seek the word of the Lord. You're going to be looking for answers. You're going to be wanting to know what to do. But that light is going to get condensed. It's going to become narrow. Esau going to lock this truth down. We're not going to be on the highways and the byways. We're in that time now. So might as well, let's segue to the main, I'm going to go into the parable of the 10 virgins. The main tying in with what I had, the last video I did. Okay, my baby loved me. Okay, this is a love story. Okay, you know. So we married unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We married unto the Lamb. We trying to bid you to the wedding. So this is a perfect parable to, you know, to go into. But let's get into the lamp trimmer. Like I said, I did this lesson years ago, probably now. This is off the Wikipedia. It says lamp trimmer. Lamp trimmer was a specialist position on board ships that involved maintaining oil lamps. Hence why I'm going to get into Matthew, the 25th chapter. You know, so it says in the days, and we know the oil represents this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? So it says, that's why you're supposed to study to show thyself approved, the workman needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Again, this song, you got to be singing the proper song, okay? The right lyrics, okay? Hitting the right keys. You got to have the whole truth, no leaven. And then not just having it, you got to be singing it, screaming it, okay? Because as it's going to go into about trimming lamps, like Elder Apostle Gabar always says, repetition, 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 the father of skill. I also had, I'm probably not going to get into it, but the parable about no man putting his hand to the plow looking back is fit for the kingdom. You know, I always talk about it. The plow gets rusty, okay? You leave the plow out there. You just drop the plow. Go do what the fuck you go back in the world. Go, you know? It's raining, it's storming, all type of shit. Dirt, who knows? Now you can't find the plow. The plow's all rusty, okay? And remember, this is talking about a plow that the ancient world, you use a plow to till the land with oxen, usually two oxens yoked together. Okay, and then you remember, if you plow in the land, you got to be focused. Hence that the watchtower, how the light was condensed. You got to focus on what you're doing. You got to plow a straight line. If you look away, if you turn your head around, like the apostles always mention, the oxen gonna go all over the place. You got to look at you know what I'm saying? It's work, it's labor. Okay. So, lost my train, but anyway. So it says, in the days when light came from burning oil, and I'm from the West Indies. I ain't gonna get deported because I was born in the Americas, but on my father's side, some of my mother's side, my mother's Judah and Benjamin. So, but my father's 100% Benjamin, a so-called West Indian, okay, from Wadadli, the land of the sunshine, 365 beaches, But anyway, so I grew up going back and forth. I used to live down there, went to school down there. Very familiar with third world living, okay? Washing clothes by hand, going to get water with buckets, hurricane, light, so I'm very familiar with lights and candles and, candelabras and all this type of stuff. So, and so I'm this just is always in my mind about the parable of the lamp trimming, So it says, in the days when light came from burning oil in lamps, a vessel at sea needed crewmen to constantly care for the lamps. Again, also why I mentioned dropping the plow. That's why you're not fit for the kingdom. You're not on your job. That plowing is synonymous with being a watchman. We got to be on our post daily, watching, praying. It's a lot that encompasses this thing of ours. It's a job, a full-time job. This is our main priority. And right now, a lot is happening. A lot been happening. Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai been speeding things up. You miss a day, as Elder Apostle Tahar says, you miss a lot. Okay? So much is happening, especially in 2025, you can't even keep up. So it says, vessels at sea needed crewmen, especially you don't know when the Lord is returning. So you got to keep that light shining bright. A vessel at sea needed crewmen to constantly care for the lamps. This care involved trimming the wick. It's time to trim the wick. Okay? This care involved trimming the wick, which drew the oil up from the storage reservoir. I can see it in my mind right now. Okay? But this is why it's important to have that oil. This is why, as I'm going to get into the parable, they said, nah, we ain't giving you no fucking oil. Go to them that buy and sell. At least we have no oil for us, because we got to keep that light still shining. When all hell breaks loose, when this truth gets locked down, that light's still going to be shining. Okay? To who? The elect. They're going to be searching us out. Adawan Ratazah, we be of that number. We still going to have work to do. But this message ain't going to be broadcast to the masses anymore, if you can receive it. Because the masses are asses, man. They've been squandering this truth. But they going to be looking for that light. They going to hear rumors. Yeah, I think them Israelites are over there. I think a prophet is over there. Then shall be known who are my chosen. Then shall be known a prophet has been amongst you. Because you're going to be going through all type of straits, all type of calamities. And you're going to hear about a safe haven, a sanctuary. As I had on deck, as we know, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. We're going to leap for joy. We leaping for joy right now. So you're going to hear, but you ain't going to be able to find us. And we're going to have that spiritual power. So you're going to hear the rumors. Okay? Again, that light's still going to be shining, but it's going to be narrow. It's going to be for a select few, the remnant. The believers, the men, women, and children that follow the Lamb wherever he goeth. Because that's what that light represents, the Lamb. So it says, this care involved trimming the wicks, which drew the oil up from the storage reservoir so that the flame would be clean and bright. Again, this care involved trimming the time to trim your wick, which drew the oil. I had reposted. I saw Elder Apostle Tahar did a lesson on it too. The Kim Iverson going into Gog and Magog. Stop it, please. Get some help. Hashtag choke the word. You know, everybody want to play prophet. All right. Hey, we got the oil. We got Brakatha Yahawabashim Hawashai, the Wadi Yahawabashim Hawashai. A healthy double honors to the apostles, okay, of Great Millstone, okay, who taught us this truth, taught us how to fish, gave us this nutritious meal, okay, fed our spirit, did their job. We've entered into other men's labor, okay. You know, our eyes have seen our teachers. We know the way. We know what we're supposed to be doing. How the fuck you think we know how to break these scriptures down? First and foremost, it's through the power of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai and the Rakak Wadash, but he used men to guide us. Again, to guide. That's the key, guide us to the Lamb. Okay? Brakatha Yahweh Bashim Hawashai, Thawadi Yahweh Bashim Hawashai. There's no excuse. There's no cloak for your sin. But again, he gonna withdraw his men. All hell is about to break loose, and you're going to be looking for answers. I start at the top again. In the days when light, you don't want to watch this, turn it off, like I said. This is for the remnant, the elect. The playtime is over, okay? In the days when, as you can see, people starting to gravitate, it's in the back of their mind, especially you fallouts, you ones that drop, you know, you nervous now. Your butt... Your butthole is starting to clench up. You're looking at that garment, as the brothers say, collecting moth. You're thinking about dusting it off. In the days when light... But the thing is, even if you wanted to go out there and teach, or you trying to get back into the scriptures, it's not of us. That's what you don't understand. It's not of us. This is all through the power of Yahweh Bashim Hawashai and the Rakak Wadash. And I told you, I'm kind of ranting. Who gives a fuck? Okay? We at the end of this thing, baby. And you can see who the Lord is dealing with, because the spirit they in. We ain't in a downtrodden defeat. Man, we this is beautiful times. I done lost what I was going to say. Anyway, in the days when light came from burning oil in lamps, a vessel at sea needed crewmen to constantly care for the lamps. Hence why Elder Apostle Tahar kept stressing the importance of being on fire. Okay? You know? First and foremost is for the lambs, the sheep, you know? Everybody not a prophet. Everybody can't see. But you got a innumerable multitude of believers that's looking for this. Yahweh said, feed my sheep, feed my lambs. Okay, you got a lot of misinformation, a lot of false prophets, okay, a lot of hirelings, but you gonna know who the true men of the Lord are. You know already in the back of your mind, especially when all hell, you gonna know. Again, then shall be known a prophet has been amongst you. Then shall be known who are my chosen. But guess what? In them times, we're gonna be as what? Pilgrims upon the earth. Oh yeah, I was talking about Kim Iverson. You want to go into Gog and Magog and botch up the scriptures? Stop it, please. Get some help. You know? But and you don't need to be the ODing and being over righteous, man, because the epistles are out there, man. We've been warning you to the point of ad nauseum. We never stopped being in the spirit of prophecy, but it's not all about prophesying. It's also about exhortation. Okay, this is an exhorting video. It's many things, many avenues in this truth, man. The time of prophesying is coming to an end. How you gonna prophesy when it's already here? It ain't coming, it's here. We've been starting from the apostles and their elders. We've been warning you of these times. What did he say? Elder Apostle Tahar said. Elder High Priest Ariah said, or I forget who he said. He said you gonna know when we in Jacob. You ain't got to ask about Jacob's trouble. You gonna know we in it. You damn well know what time it is now. It's obvious. You see. So and week in and week out, we going out there prophesying. We going to Gog and Magog on the regular. You know. Hence, again, the importance of doing this work, doing these videos. Again, it's for the remnant, the sheep, but also it's beneficial to you. As brothers be saying, we do these videos first and foremost for ourselves. Okay? That's part of doing this work, is trimming your lamp, maintaining your lamp. Okay? It's very important to keep that light shining clean and bright. Because it's a little book. As it says, eat up the little book, but it's powerful. It's a lot in there, and you got to constantly be engulfed, enamored in this word. You got to constantly, like Elder Apostle Tahar said, Elder High Priest Ariel would say, he would always go through the breakdowns. It's important to go through these breakdowns. Repetition, repetition, repetition. The father is skill. In the days, and hopefully this is making sense, man. Kind of going a little bit longer. Let me try to get through it. Man, we in beautiful times. Again, I could be here all day. You know, this point, you should be living water, man. It should just flow out of you. In the day when the light came from burning oil and lamps, a vessel at sea needed crewmen to constantly care for the lamps. This care involved trimming the wick, which drew the oil up from the storage reservoir, and so that the flame would be clean and bright. Lamp trimmers also refilled the reservoirs, which held enough oil for several hours of burning. Lamp trimmers also refilled the reservoirs, which held enough oil for several hours of burning, but not enough to start a major fire if the lamp were to be knocked down or damaged somehow. No man putting his hand to the plow looking back is fit for the kingdom. You ain't going to be able to light that fire again. You ain't going to be able to trim your lamp when the bridegroom comes. You're going to be looking for oil, looking for answers. And we ain't going to be able to give you none. At least we don't have enough for us. Lamp trimmers also refilled choke the word. Lamp trimmers also refilled the reservoirs, which held enough oil for several hours of burning, but not enough to start a major fire if the lamp were to be knocked down or damaged somehow. As vessels became larger, the number of lamp trimmers increased significantly. More and more men been coming into this thing of ours. And as Elder Apostle Tahar has said for the ages, he believed the elect are pretty much sealed already. And you done lost your spot. You ain't been flipping the Lord's money. You've been replaced, man. You've been replaced. Okay? That spot, man, we don't need you no more. He don't need us. He could raise up stones. As vessels, the vessel is huge. It's 144,000 of us, man. That light burning bright. And it's going out, baby. Day in and day out on the unicorn. But it's about to get condensed down. As vessels became larger, and then on top of that, we're growing in faith. We are the vessels. The vessel represents us. We're growing in faith, which is going to lead to spiritual power. We have spiritual power. You watching it. We all on one accord. We can finish each other's sentences, man. You know, I'm speaking, precepts already coming to your mind, because we on one accord. It's not us. It's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai sealing his elect. You see, we can quote Elder Apostle Gabar. We can channel one another. We got Sleazy E scared. As vessels became larger, the number of lamp trimmers increased significantly because the only lighting below decks came from lamps. Who's below the deck? the innumerable multitude of believers. They're trusting in the shadow of that rock. It's a safe haven. A man shall be like a hiding place from the wind, a covert. The position of lamp trimmer was so entrenched into marine tradition that electricians were called lamp trimmers for years after oil lamps had been completely replaced. Hey, that's funny. That's my occupation. That's my trade. I'm an electrician. Went to school for it. Hey, that's hilarious. This you see this Zakaria Salakia. The skill. He's an electrician also. What's Elder Manata Zak? Shout out to the apostles, the bishops in Connecticut. You know, he's an electrician. We can't make this stuff up. You had Elder Apostle Gabar, Elder Apostle Ramlab. They're carpenters. You know, we're skilled. We're blue collar workers, man. But our main job is doing this truth. I'm gonna leave it here and then I'm gonna read that parable, close out. The skilled part, it's a skilled job, it's a skilled occupation. Okay, you know, a repetition is a father of skill. You can have all the talent in the world, but what you gotta practice, Randy. Salakia. Again, we can channel one another. This is beautiful times, man. The skilled part of being, you can't see, it ain't got nothing to do with me. The skilled part of being a lamp trimmer was the ability to trim a wick in such a way that it would burn evenly without hot spots, so that it would not need attention again for some time. Because we're skilled. We're skilled. A poorly trimmed wick creates a flame which is dim and smoky. Yeah, especially you got that I can't forget what it's called, but you got the one with the glass. You know, you get to put the glass over the lamp. I forget what it's called, with the wick coming up. You could turn up the wick, turn it down. You know what I'm saying? But you know it gets smoky. It'll fog up the dirt. It's called soot. The soot will get all over the glass. You know, the light ain't going out. That's what happened when you ain't on your job. When you don't take care of your job. I learned that being an electrician. You got to take pride in your work. Quality, not quantity. Okay, that's a skilled tradesman. That's a man that been in the trade for a long time. He know what he doing. He ain't rush. He take his time and he do his job right. Measure twice, cut once. Not just slapping shit up there like they doing in construction these days, man. You know, these homes are poorly built. Babylon is through. These cars, everything is shitty. A lot of shitty work, man. Because what, the skilled tradesmen are not working anymore. They've been laid off. The skilled part of being a lamp trimmer was the ability to trim a wick in such a way that it would burn evenly without hot spots, so that it would not need attention again for some time. It's in us, not on us. This thing of ours is in us, not on us. A poorly trimmed wick creates a flame which is dim and smoky. A properly trimmed wick should come to a round point or should be wedge shaped. When lit, the wick should burn cleanly all the way up to the highest flame it can make. The flame should be at least the width of the wick and even, not ragged. So that's the point, man. That's the point. Again, I got this off Wikipedia. I did this lesson before, but through the Spirit, I feel like this one is even more powerful. Because the vessels are we're increasing. So I'm gonna close out here. I'm gonna read it in the KJV. You can read it in the NLT. I'm just run through it. It breaks itself down. I done beat this down to, you know. So as you can see, it says the parable of the 10 virgins. And on the other side, it says the parable of the 10 bridesmaids. Again, we're married unto Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? And we're bidding you to the marriage. The lamb is on his way. The bridegroom is on his way. It's time to trim your wick. Okay, Salakia. Okay, Matthew 25:1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, what did it say, not defiled with women? Meaning these different philosophies. That's what it means about being a virgin. Okay? Again, I'm preaching to the choir. You preaching to the choir. You brothers know already. It should, Adawan Watazar, this is exhorting and comforting, baby. I was watching the brother over there in London. He was doing a walk and talk. You know, I don't get mixed up in that. You see, it's a lot of, we a family, so it's a lot of bickering and fighting. I got love for all my brothers laboring, man. Give a damn what the hell going on. If you pushing this sound doctrine, you my man. I believe his name is Caleb. You know, I fucks with everybody, man. Give a damn. If you pushing, if you sincere, and I could see sincerity, man, and I could see bullshit a mile away. I was watching Caleb, bro. I think that's your name, but Salakia. Y'all know who, you know, if you know, you know. He was doing the walk and talk after his meal, you know. And again, a lot of brothers ain't getting no goddamn views because Sleazy E know too. Just like I know and you know, he's shadow banning the fuck out of us, man. But we still increasing. And you can see that glow. The wisdom maketh a man countenance to shine, man. You know? You gotta stop all that bickering and all that backbiting, all that bullshit, man. You know? You can't go to the altar with your brother, man. You know it. You already know, man. Cut it out. Stop it, please. Get some help. Let's go, champ. Who am I to talk when anyway? Anyway. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. The bridegroom is coming. He's on his way. He's coming quickly. And Sleazy E said that's a terroristic statement, saying Yahushua is coming. Yeah, I bet it is. You terrified. Hashem is on his way. And 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. The ones of you that aren't taking heed, that drop the plow, that are putting off the day of the Lord, you ain't watching. That's why that day gonna overtake you as a thief. And 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. They just let the fucking lamp burn out. Let the wick go out. The fucking the lamp is all sooty. You know? The lamp threw the shit in the corner somewhere. Oh, the glass is cracked. The base is cracked. You know? Broken cistern. Can't hold no oil. You know? You don't know where the fuck you done misplaced it. You knew it was important, so you stored it somewhere safe. Like, you know? Again, that talent, it's all synonymous. We seeing clearly now. Okay? You can't find it, you know? It says, and 5 of them were wise and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. You're going to try to come to the wedding and you ain't got the wedding garments on. And hence why Yahushua going to say, I never knew you. I had that on deck too. I don't want to write this. I might do that Mr. Telephone Man lesson. It's going to be something wrong with your line. You're going to dial your baby's number. You're going to get a click every time. That's a bad cut. I can't get it out of my head now. It says, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, though the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. Though it tarry, wait for it. It shall surely come. It shall not tarry. It ain't tarrying no more. And everybody can see it. Even Kim Iverson, the jig is up. Even Kim Iverson knows what time it is. And you botching up the scriptures. Talking about the land of unwalled villages. The land of unwalled villages is America. We done starting from the apostles on down, we done broke that down to the over and over. You know it and you know. Stop playing games. Please stop it. Get some help. While the bridegroom tarried, they why you know you people so goddamn smart. You can figure out Gog and Magog, Gog from Gog, and all this stuff is Russia, and the Persians is in, you know, is Iran. You come on Tucker Carlson, stop it. You know, you so smart, but you can't figure out that America's Babylon the Great. You can't figure out that America's figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures. All you so-called evangelicals, the ones of you that study the so-called end times, you so goddamn smart, but you can't figure out that America is the scene of great future judgment. You can't figure out who the fuck Esau Edom is, but you so goddamn smart. You know all these goddamn prophecies, right? Stop it. Stop playing games, man. Stop playing games. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. High time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than even we believe. It just flows out of us. It should at this point, if you've been doing your job. Okay? It says, we are not in darkness that day should overtake us as a thief. The gross darkness covered the people. They sleep. They comatose. You know? We wide awake. And we can't wait for daddy to come home and big bro to come home. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, look, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamp. Time to trim your lamp. The bridegroom is coming. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil. For our again, this oil represents this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, it's got to be in you, not on you. You know? And your cup should be overflowing. Ain't that what King David said? My cup overfloweth. We got more than enough oil for us and everybody else. But the time in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. The tap about to be locked off. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil. They didn't even, in NLT they said please, but they ain't gonna be, you know, they ain't gonna be asking nicely. They gonna be expecting us to be, you know, and you know, what did the Lord say? He gonna cause our tongues to cleave to the roof of our mouth. We shall not be a reprover to them. We gonna be dumb. Huh? What? Huh? What you talking about? You gonna be trying to call us? We ain't gonna pick up the phone. You gonna try to swing by the crib. You gonna try to come by the camp where you know where we hold. They usually down here, ain't they? You gonna be? They shall Amos 8:11 or 8:12 or whatever. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and they shall not find it. We coming into beautiful times, man. All this hard work is paying off. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so. Hell to the no. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and to buy for yourselves. Yeah, go ask Vocab Malone. Go ask Kim Iverson. Go ask Pastor Dowell. You know, go ask Jesse Lee Peterson. Go ask Joel Osteen. You know, everybody trying to sell you something. You know, freely we give, freely we receive. Again, going back to double honors to the apostles. You know, and all you men that are laboring. Again, I don't, you know, if you laboring and pushing this sound doctrine, you my man. And we're all that's why I always say shalom to the sincere Akim. We're all brothers. Okay? You know? So it says, but the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and for you. But go ye. Oh, that's what I'm saying. How you think I learned this, man? I didn't pay for this. I didn't pay it. I learned. I ain't dropped a dime. You know, the apostles wasn't selling breakdowns. I could see it in my mind. The voice going out. The Lord saying, wrap this shit up. I could see it in my mind. I could see them sitting there on the couch. You mocked. You was mocking, scoffing. The world. I forget. I could see the banner. what does it say? The world is ending or something? I can't remember, but I could see it, you know? All them videos gone. Oh, I was meditating on that too. Kim Iverson, they're all controlled opposition. Even Travis, the Prepared Homestead, they all be watching, man. They all watch the men of the Lord, you know? And they be beat biting. They be stealing. You think the elites, you think they don't have you think they scrubbed the internet? No, they downloaded them videos, man. All them breakdowns, they got them videos, man. They study them. You think Vocab don't got a hard drive? He got a fucking he got a server. They got servers of the sound doctrine of the breakdowns. They running it through the chat GPT. They running it through the algorithms. Esau's wiser than Daniel. He know what time it is. He knows, man. He knows his demise is nigh. He knows who the true men of the Lord are. He knows who can't be bought, who can't be compromised. Hence that list. Some of us on that list don't play with him. Just when he roll, he gonna exterminate us, man. Some of us, we gonna be martyrs. He gonna try to anyway. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gonna lift up that stand. We on that red list. He ain't gonna throw some of us into concentration. He knows. Salaki, all over the place, man. But I'm gonna wrap it up. We in beautiful times, man. Again, if you ain't in a upright spirit right now, you got demons on you, man. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. You need to pray unto the Lord, examine yourself. You need to ask to be increased. Cause it's go time, baby. Let's go, champ. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Let no man take thy crown. You ain't gonna be able to blame nobody but yourself. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. Go ask Sonetta. And while they went to buy, while you looking for answers, while you scrambling, and while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Make me think about all them dreams them brothers been having, just been in my mind, man. I'm gonna close out here. Inside joke for the hopeful elect, for the elect. Screw that. I see you made it. I hope we make it. But we close, baby. Shalom. Wa abad babal. Kwam Yasharallah.